A listener recently asked me, how do you do it all? Running a business, being a mom, working out, eating somewhat healthy, managing the house, all of the side hustles. And the honest answer, I don't. Some days I fall behind like everyone else. But I am stubborn, really stubborn. I'm determined and I really want the life I'm building. Welcome back to Crumbcake Chaos. I'm Carrie Shelley, mama of 4 and 2 angel babies, business owner, side hustle queen, and someone who is constantly trying to keep the chaos somewhat organized. And my co-host, Baby B, is with me today, so he might make an appearance. Today, we're talking about the myth of doing it all. Nobody has it all together. No one is actually doing it all. Social media makes it look like some people have everything perfectly balanced. Nobody has it all together. Some people just hide the chaos better than others. Instead of perfection, focus on progress. You don't need to control everything. You just need to keep moving forward. I cannot tell you the amount of things I see on people's Facebooks that are so fake. And I'm not just talking filters and AI. Or the people who have cooks and nannies and landscapers and pretend like they don't. And that's totally fine if you do, because delegate. But they aren't doing it all. They're getting help. So don't let those people fool you. You want to know how I keep going, why I keep going besides him and the other ones? You have to want it. You have to be hungry for it. I mean, really want it deep down in your soul. Discipline carries you when motivation disappears. Some days I'm exhausted. Some days I want to quit. But I want the life I'm building more than I want to stop. It's called stubborn determination. If you feel overwhelmed, ask yourself, what matters most right now? And focus the energy there. Planning is golden. Planning saves mental energy. Things that help: making daily lists, weekly planning, time blocking tasks, writing things down instead of keeping them in your head. Man, I can't tell you the amount of things I forget from mental notes. I make notes and then I forget that I make notes. It's a thing. A plan turns chaos into something manageable. At night, and I've talked about this before, write down three priorities for tomorrow. Not 20, just 3. That prevents you from getting overwhelmed. I have so many lists. I do. I have so many lists. And I have some that absolutely has to be done. Like this is my list that has to be done today. And then I have my ongoing list. These are the things that need to be done by the end of the week. These are the things that need to be done by the end of the month. These are the things that I want out of life. And I changed an app on my phone. Instead of just setting up like a regular Google Calendar and it shows, like the day and sometimes there's tasks, I put it as a schedule. So it blocks off time. I set it up just like a doctor's office. From 8 until 9, I work on the podcast. On Tuesday, from 7 until 8, that's blocked off, and I work on paperwork. From 5 until 6:30 on Sunday, I'm going to do my nails. I schedule those in. And this is still new, but I'm making appointments, and I'm sticking to them. And just like when you go to the doctor or the dentist, things come up, you have to reschedule sometimes. That's fine. But reschedule your tasks for a different day and time so that they actually get done. I have long-term projects that I'm working on that I could throw them on the back burner. And people are telling me to throw them on the back burner because my life is so chaotic right now. But I don't want to, because it's something that I want and it's important to me. So I set aside 1 to 2 hours on Sunday, and I worked for 2 hours on this project, and I set aside an hour in the middle of the week so that I can work on it. And that way it'll take me a couple of weeks, maybe even a couple of months, but it's not going to take me years, or it's not going to be one of those projects that you just never do. I have it scheduled in. Just like workouts. My workouts are scheduled. I have scheduled days and times. I also started to block off time for rest. Hold, please. I have a baby who's getting into things. We're back. Bennett just poured out 200 tasting spoons. Okay. Now, where was it? You see? He wants to get out. It ain't perfect. It ain't perfect. So I also started to block off times to rest, to do things that I want to do, whether it's drawing or painting or going for a walk, getting out my saxophone, scrolling on Facebook, or just sit and be quiet. And believe me, it's not perfect and the journey is still going. But scheduling to this degree is really helping. I have a lot of balls in the air that I'm juggling, and I need help. And I'm not afraid to admit that sometimes I also need help. I try to delegate what I can, and I'm going to schedule the rest until I get things done that I want to get done to live the life that I want to live and create the business that I want. Routines are also huge. I do not have time to cook dinner every single night. Hell, half the time I'm not even home for dinner. More like 99% of the time, I'm not home for dinner. I don't have time to go to the grocery store. I order my groceries. I make a menu. I know exactly what I'm going to make for the entire week. I order my groceries and I have them delivered. And sometimes we still make little stops at the grocery store if we run out of something like bread or milk. Or if we want something in particular, like when Gracie really wants her caramel ice cream. But all the big stuff, I order and then I meal prep. And honestly, if I don't meal prep, I don't eat. I know that sounds silly, but I forget to eat. I set reminders on my phone to eat. I really don't do fast food, and I hate spending money on expensive food when I know I can cook. So on Sundays and Mondays, sometimes other days because life happens, I cook for the entire week, for the entire family. We're talking tons of meals. Breakfast, lunch, and dinner. I mix it up so that all the meals are different. I cook different meats and I cook them different ways. I cook different vegetables, different grains too. And like sometimes it's meatloaf, but the meatloaf has mashed potatoes, or sometimes it has meatloaf and roasted potatoes, or maybe it has macaroni and cheese or au gratin potatoes. And maybe it has green beans, maybe it has like different mixed vegetables or corn or broccoli. I mix up everything so that they're not all exactly the same, so that no one gets tired of eating the exact same things. It also helps me eat healthy. Everyone gets a really great lunch instead of just a sandwich, and dinner. And of course, a healthy breakfast that's ready to go. You pop it in the microwave and you go. Not only does this save a ton of time, but it also saves a ton of money and food waste. We typically spend like anywhere from $125 to $165 a week in groceries for 6 of us. Sometimes it's less than that, but that's for 6 people, because this little one, he eats a lot too. People tell me that they spend hundreds a week for less people. If you don't plan your meals, stress plans them for you. You can start simple. Prep protein, prep vegetables, cook a few meals ahead. Eating healthier will make you feel so much better on top of it. Trust me, it changes me. I also make routines with the kids, just like breakfast with Bennett. Every morning, I put him in his high chair. I get him set and ready and eating his breakfast. And then while he's eating, I let the dogs out. I make my coffee. I pack up all the stuff and things, and I get everything together so that by the time he's done, I can just change him and we get ready to walk out the door. We make routines with Gracie as well. And the 2 older boys truly help so much with running her up and down the road, because that girl is into everything. Oh my goodness. She's in so many clubs right now. And I try to batch as many tasks as possible together. It's super simple for me to record notes for podcast ideas or social media ideas while I'm on the treadmill, or I just hit the record button while I'm driving, or I hit the record button while I'm working on cakes. And it's just a notes app in my phone, just so I can do different things at different times. While I'm cooking the mountains of food, I clean as I go, so I don't have to worry about that at the end. While I work out in between sets, like while I'm doing my rest in between my sets, I literally fold clothes and put things away. I'll take the 30 seconds and fold 2 shirts. I do as many things as I can together to check off as many boxes on my list as I possibly can. Systems create freedom. If something stresses you every week, you need to create a system for it. Grocery routine, workout schedule, cleaning routine, maybe it's a drop-off routine, whatever you're working on, and that goes for business and home. You need to create a system and a process for it. You need to prioritize your health. Make workouts a priority. I know I say this a lot, but exercise helps energy, stress relief, mental clarity. You take better care of everyone else when you take care of yourself first. And your workouts don't need to be perfect. Consistency beats perfection. You don't need to go to the gym. You don't need to spend the money on the gym membership. I continue to say this, and I will continue to say it again. You can work out at home. Grab 2 10-pound dumbbells from Walmart if you have nothing at home. Grab a couple resistance bands. You don't even need those. You can do body weight exercises where you don't need anything. Sometimes they're not ideal. I can't tell you how many times I've had to put the weights down and use Bennett because he wants me to hold him or he's under my feet. I use him all the time as my weight. He's my 28-pound dumbbell when I do step-ups, when I do lunges, when I do curtsy lunges. I have him sit on my lap when I do leg extensions. He wants to talk. I've even had him on my lap while I'm doing hip thrusts and weights. I've had him on my lap while I'm on the Peloton. I can just take him for a walk. Make it work around your circumstances. Take the dog for a walk. Take the kids for a walk. Go for a walk. There is no excuse. You have, excuse me, you have a little baby, put the baby in the carrier, baby in the carrier. If I have time, you have time. Because you guys just don't even know how many things I have going right now. Make life easier where you can. I do small things that save money and time. I do my own nails. Are they perfect? No. But they've gotten pretty good over time. And it wasn't like it started money for me. It started as a money thing. I wanted to save the money, but now it's about time. It might take me around the same time to do the nails as it would a salon, but I don't have to drive anywhere. And I can stop. If I don't have somebody to watch Bennett, then I can stop to help him in between doing things. Or if I need to stop to do other things, like take care of the dog or the food or whatever the case may be. And it does save a lot of money in the long run. I cut both the boys' hairs. I do Gracie's hair. I do my own hair. Little habits create big time savings. Find areas where you can simplify your life and give yourself grace. This is an important reminder. Some days the house is messy. Okay, most days the house is messy. This past weekend, we just put our Christmas stuff away. It's March. And I'm not ashamed to say it. We had our Christmas stuff in the garage, not fully in totes, kind of just like piled up in totes. We still had some lights up, and there were 2 headless reindeers in the front yard. And the Christmas tree was half up in the front room that we don't really use, so it was just kind of hanging out there. And we still had some Halloween stuff in there too, and some Halloween stuff in the garage that needed to go in the shed, but we haven't made it there. So it all got shoved to the side. Well, I finally had enough. I scheduled it in. I said, okay, when I get home from church, this is what we're doing. And we did it. Sometimes the laundry is backed up. Sometimes the dishes are overflowing. Not from me cooking. I'm just saying. Sometimes the bathrooms are dirty. Never disgusting. We don't let it get like that. But you know what I mean. I don't always get things done. And I certainly don't always get them done on time. I have a mountain of paperwork that I'm slowly getting through because I scheduled it in. And I'm not consistent with things. And I know that, which is why I'm trying to schedule things. I'm not consistent with getting the podcast in one time, and it drives me crazy. I'm not consistent with social media, but I'm trying. And man, I am horrible at returning phone calls and texts. But you know what? I give myself some grace. Hell, about 20 minutes ago, while I was finalizing my notes to make sure I had everything down that I wanted to talk about, baby B over here goes and shoves his entire arm in a 5-gallon bucket full of donut glaze. Now, not only do I need to throw it away because his dirty little arm was in it, but let me tell you what a mess this damn boy made. There's no perfection. I could sit on Facebook and Instagram all day long and only post perfect pictures, the perfect candid photos, Photoshop, anything messy. But that is not life. That's not real. I just sat before that with Bennett running around like a maniac for 2 hours while I did a wedding tasting for a cousin that I've never met and her soon-to-be husband. And my 95-year-old aunt giggled and watched him and enjoyed every minute of his chaos. While in the back of my head, I was kind of panicking because he was into so many things. He got behind the counter, got into a container of those little individual coffee creamers, like the ones you little peel off at the convenience store. And he started handing them to the groom-to-be and realized that if he squeezed them hard enough, they popped open. And then he smashed one after the other, while the two of them laughed, and he left a mess everywhere. I could have been so angry, but I laughed with them, and it was one hell of a memory. Same with the bucket. Same right now. I could have been so mad. My first thought was, oh my God, grabbed my phone and videoed this. I remember when Edward was little and he climbed in the turtle tank. I've told this story so many times. He climbed up the arm of the couch and right inside the turtle tank. And I called Ed at work freaking out. I was so upset. And now I wish I had pictures. I laugh so hard at that memory. And I smile so much. He was probably like Bennett's age, if not maybe a little bit older. And he just wanted to sit in the water and splash with the turtle. And I probably would have let him had somebody told me to let go and enjoy life back then. Life doesn't have to be serious. Do what you can. Plan and schedule. Don't sit around on Facebook all day. Don't sit around scrolling or moping. Stop feeling sorry for yourself. Schedule it in and just do what you can. You're not going to get it all done in one day. I'm having a day, man. And some days won't be pretty. Some days I'm tired and drained. And life just says no. My father used to tell me all the time, I'm not burning the candle at 2 ends. I've cut the second end in half and I'm burning it at 3. And sometimes it's really true. Scheduling helps that. Being organized helps. Delegating tasks helps. And some days I just don't wanna. But as Grandpa's from Holes says, that's too damn bad. Do it anyway. Being busy building a life means things won't always be perfect. And that is okay. I don't do everything perfectly. No one does. But I'm determined to build the life I want because I'm hungry for it. If you have never listened to Les Brown, do yourself a favor and go listen to him. Type in on YouTube, Les Brown, hungry. Listen to him. You just have to keep going one step, one system, one process at a time. If you guys would like any suggestions or you need help, let me know. I'll tell you what works for me, and I'll give you suggestions on what I think will and will not work for you, because we are not all the same. We have different goals, different tasks, different styles, different ways of doing things. And I'm a workaholic, and I'm stubborn and determined. As always, guys, feel free to comment or message me if you ever have anything that you have questions about or you want help with. Until next time, when life gets crummy, there's always something sweet to look forward to. And if nothing else fails, go back and watch Baby B, because he makes you smile. Have a great night, guys.